Hi, welcome to our channel Programming of Mind, where we accelerate your knowledge with concise, from high-value book summaries. Let's begin creating and owning your own path as a linchpin to truly become a linchpin. You must learn how to create and own your own path. In a world that constantly tries to mold individuals into predefined roles, the linchpin is someone who dares to chart their own course. A linchpin is not afraid to take risks, break from tradition, or venture into uncharted territory. They don't wait for permission to innovate or lead. They take ownership of their journey and create opportunities for themselves. Consider the story of Sophie, a marketing executive at a large retail company. Sophie was talented and hardworking, but she often felt like her work was limited by the constraints of her role. She followed the instructions given to her, completing projects and tasks, but she longed for something more. Something that would allow her to showcase her creativity and passion for marketing in a bigger way. One day, Sophie realized that she could no longer wait for someone to give her permission to take the lead. Instead of waiting for the next assigned project, she began creating her own. Sophie started developing a new marketing strategy that integrated both traditional and digital methods. She researched customer behaviors, trends, and innovations in the industry, and then proposed a bold new initiative to her superiors. To her surprise, the company embraced her idea and gave her the resources to bring it to life. Sophie's willingness to take ownership of her path and create her own opportunities helped her stand out. She didn't wait for someone to tell her what to do. She took the initiative to design a path that showcased her skills and creativity. As a result, she became an invaluable part of the team and a true linchpin in the company. The importance of initiative and self-motivation, one of the defining qualities of a linchpin, is initiative. Linchpins don't wait for the world to hand them opportunities. They create them. They have a proactive mindset, always looking for ways to add value and take action. They are self-motivated and driven by their own desire to make an impact, not by external validation or praise. Take the example of John, a graphic designer at a startup. When John started at the company, he was just one of many employees with similar skills. However, he soon realized that to stand out, he needed to show initiative. Rather than waiting for someone to ask for a new design project, John began creating his own personal projects on the side, using his skills to design new branding materials, logos, and even entire mock websites for potential clients. His designs were not only creative but also aligned with the company's mission and values. John didn't wait for the company to provide him with new work. He took it upon himself to create opportunities. Eventually, his initiative caught the attention of the CEO, who asked John to spearhead the company's rebranding efforts. John's ability to self-motivate and take ownership of his work made him a linchpin at the company, and his contributions played a key role in the business's growth. Taking responsibility for your growth, becoming a linchpin, is not something that happens overnight. It requires consistent effort, self-discipline, and a willingness to invest in your own growth. A linchpin understands that they are responsible for their own development. They don't wait for others to provide feedback or give them direction. They actively seek opportunities to learn, grow, and improve. Sophia, an aspiring entrepreneur, knew that in order to achieve her dream of starting a business, she needed to learn more about leadership, finance, and marketing. Rather than waiting for formal education or mentoring, she took responsibility for her own learning. Sophia enrolled in online courses, attended workshops, read books, and networked with successful entrepreneurs to gain insights into the challenges she would face. Sophia's self-driven approach to personal growth empowered her to take the leap into entrepreneurship. She didn't wait for someone else to give her the tools she needed. She created her own path by actively pursuing knowledge and skills. This commitment to personal development helped her navigate the ups and downs of starting a business, and her company became a success. The power of a unique personal brand to stand out as a linchpin. You must develop a unique personal brand. Your personal brand is how you present yourself to the world, how others perceive your strengths, and how you differentiate yourself from others in your field. Linchpins understand the importance of creating a strong personal brand that reflects their values, skills, and contributions. This personal brand becomes the foundation of their success and helps them stand out in a crowded marketplace. Take the case of Leo, a consultant with a background in technology. Leo was highly skilled and knowledgeable, but in a field full of consultants with similar expertise, he struggled to differentiate himself. One day, Leo decided to take a different approach. He began writing articles and blog posts about the latest tech trends, offering insights and perspectives that weren't commonly found in mainstream media. He created a personal website and used social media platforms to share his thoughts, showcasing his unique voice and expertise. Over time, Leo's personal brand grew. People began to recognize him as an authority in his field, and companies reached out to hire him for consulting opportunities. His personal brand helped to become a sought-after expert, and his visibility and reputation grew as a result. Leo's decision to develop a unique personal brand played a crucial role in his success, making him a linchpin in his industry. The courage to challenge the status quo. Linchpins are not afraid to challenge the status quo. In fact, they thrive on disrupting existing systems and processes that are outdated or inefficient. They are willing to question norms, ask difficult questions, and challenge established ways of thinking in order to create better solutions. This courage to challenge the status quo is a key characteristic of a linchpin, and it often leads to innovation and breakthrough ideas. Consider the example of Maya, a senior architect at a well-established firm. Maya had worked on many successful projects, but she began to notice that the company's approach to design was becoming repetitive and uninspired. Instead of simply going along with the established procedures, Maya took it upon herself to challenge the firm's design practices. She suggested new approaches to sustainability, pushed for more collaborative brainstorming sessions, and introduced cutting-edge technologies into the design process. At first, her colleagues were resistant to change. They were comfortable with the traditional methods and were skeptical of Maya's ideas. However, over time, Maya's innovative solutions proved successful, and the company began to embrace new ways of working. Maya's courage to challenge the status quo and push boundaries made her a linchpin in the firm, and her influence helped shape the company's future direction. Taking ownership of failure and success, one of the most important aspects of creating and owning your own path, is taking responsibility for both your failures and successes. Linchpins do not shy away from the consequences of their actions. They take ownership. This ownership mindset is crucial for personal growth and professional success because it enables you to learn from both successes and setbacks. David, a senior leader at a tech company, had a major project fail. While others in the company were quick to place blame, David took full responsibility for the failure. He acknowledged his mistakes, analyzed what went wrong, and worked to fix the issues. However, David didn't just take ownership of the failure. He also took ownership of the success. When his next project was a resounding success, he made sure to credit his team and acknowledge their contributions. Taking ownership of both successes and failures builds trust and respect from others. It shows that you are accountable, reliable, and committed to your work. Linchpins are not afraid to own their journey, and this accountability sets them apart from others who may shy away from responsibility. Conclusion: the path of a linchpin is yours to create. Creating and owning your path as a linchpin means embracing the freedom and responsibility that come with charting your own course. It's about taking initiative, taking responsibility for your growth, building a unique personal brand, and having the courage to challenge the status quo. The linchpin doesn't wait for opportunities, they create them. By owning your path, you not only become irreplaceable in your role, but you also create a lasting impact on your field, your organization, and the people around you. Thank you for listening, and please like the video and subscribe for more great upcoming content that will put you in top 1% people in the world.